Hello and welcome to our live coverage of Leicester City's trip to Newcastle in a huge fixture in their relegation battle. Everton's draw with Wolves and Leeds' defeat at West Ham has given City a lifeline. Their fate is in their hands. If they win both of their remaining two matches, they will avoid the drop and stay in the Premier League, provided Everton don't beat Bournemouth by at least 9 goals. Of course, that is much easier said than done, with a trip to Newcastle as tough as it gets in the Premier League this season. The Magpies are looking for the point they need to secure Champions League football, and they have only lost twice at home this term, to Liverpool and Arsenal. City could get a boost ahead of kickoff with Kelechi Iheanacho and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall potentially back in the squad after recovering from injuries, although changes to the starting lineup are not expected. We are live at St. James Park to bring you action, analysis, and reaction. Kickoff is at 8 p.m., with team news expected at 7 p.m. Newcastle United will rejoin Europe's elite in the Champions League next season after a 20-year absence following a 0-0 draw at home to struggling Leicester City, which guaranteed a top-4 finish in the Premier League on Monday. It was not quite the glorious home sign-off the fans were expecting as Newcastle dominated from start to finish without finding the net, but they did not really care as the dream of Champions League football came to fruition. I can't put it into words, to be honest. If you told us 2 years ago this was going to happen, we wouldn't have believed you, midfielder Sean Longstaff told Sky Sports. We've beaten Juventus here 1-0, in the Champions League, you see it on old DVDs. To be a part of this, I'm buzzing. Newcastle had 23 goal attempts to Leicester's 1 and were denied by the woodwork 3 times as the visitors dug deep for a point that keeps their survival hopes just about still alive ahead of the final round of games on Sunday. Eddie Howe's Newcastle are in third place with 70 points and 1 game to play, for ahead of 5th place Liverpool, who also have 1 match remaining. 4th placed Manchester United have 69 points with 2 games left. After celebrating on the St. James Park pitch with his players, Howe was asked what the targets had been back in August. Certainly wasn't top 4, the former Bournemouth manager told Sky Sports. You always hope and always believe and you have to dream. But we didn't feel we were ready for that. After last season's battle against relegation, it really was whether we could consolidate and become a better team and not flirt with relegation like last season. I can't praise the players enough for that mentality, their attitude, what they've given me and the club. Leicester moved up a place above Leeds United on goal difference, but remain 18th and must win against West Ham United on Sunday and hope 17th placed Everton fail to beat Bournemouth. Report and free match highlights as Callum Wilson, Miguel Almiron and Bruno Guimaraes all hit the woodwork in dominant Newcastle display. Guimaraes fortunate not to be sent off as Leicester have just 1 shot in the 92nd minute, Leicester 2 points adrift and host West Ham on Sunday. Newcastle secured a place in next season's Champions League for the first time since 2003 with a 0-0 draw against Leicester, who had just 1 shot and are on the brink of relegation. Eddie Howe's side guaranteed their top 4 spot with a dominant display to leave the visitors 2 points from safety, needing to win on the final day of the season at home to West Ham while hoping Bournemouth take something at Everton and Leeds don't overturn a 9-goal swing by beating Tottenham to stay up. Newcastle controlled the match yet were frustrated by a combination of Leicester's defending and the woodwork, which they rattled 3 times on their way to chalking up 23 shots and an XG of 2.05, although we're fortunate Bruno Guimaraes wasn't dismissed early on for a reckless challenge. Leicester only managed 1 effort that came in the 92nd minute when Nick Pope sharply saved from Timothy Castaigne's volley to deny them a crucial smash-and-grab victory and leave their survival fate out of their hands. Dean Smith opted to change Leicester's formation to play with 3 at the back, notably dropping James Maddison and Harvey Barnes, in a bid to keep their first clean sheet in 22 league matches. Sponsored links. Recommended by What is Outbrain. Gallery, everyone wanted to date her in the 90s, see her recently. Gallery, everyone wanted to date her in the 90s, see her recently. Herald Weekly. Barbers all over the world are choosing this hair clipper. GreerMy.com. Gallery, 17 movies that ended actors' careers. Gallery, 17 movies that ended actors' careers. Herald Weekly. Gallery, this is what your sitting position can tell you. Gallery, this is what your sitting position can tell you. Healthy Gem. If you own a mouse, you have to play this game.